Live from First Coast News on your side. This is Good Morning Jacksonville.
Breaking news is becoming the air at 6. A brand new apartment complex set to open in about a month, now destroyed in a fire right in the heart of downtown Jacksonville. Good morning and welcome in all this Monday morning. I'm Keitha Nelson.
I'm Katie Jeffries, and thank you so much for waking up with us this morning.
We want to take some video right now, a look at it, a live look. This is from overnight rather. You can see the roof of the Rise Doro Apartments engulfed in flames. You can also see crews have been working all night into the early morning to control this fire.
We have more video from overnight, and you can see how thick the smoke is right now in downtown, and crews are working to contain this fire. There is a threat of collapse for the building, so we are watching this very closely as we go into our 6 a.m. hour.
And to give you an idea of where this fire is exactly, it's happening right behind our First Coast News studio. Right now we can smell the smoke in the studio at this point. Our crews upstairs right now, they are really smelling it as well. My eyes are burning a bit. How are you feeling?
It's definitely uncomfortable. If you're going to be coming downtown, if you're working downtown, please keep that in mind, especially anyone who might have breathing issues.
Right.
It might be a day to work from home.
Now, if you've ever visited Intuition Ale Works, it's right next door to that. Our Lewis Turner right now is anchoring our team coverage live. He's out there on scene at this point. Lou, what can you tell us at this hour? We know it's still a fluid situation.
Very much so. In fact, tons of fluid still being pumped into this building, 10,000 gallons of water per minute from 7 ladder trucks. This is what they would call a 3-alarm fire. About 80 firefighters here on the scene working and have been. Now we're in the 8th hour, and to illustrate just how long of a fight this has been, they've actually had to bring in fuel trucks to add fuel to the fire trucks. And they're running constantly and nonstop, so they've had to refuel their own fire trucks. It's just a constant fight, lots of smoke, and you're still seeing flame coming from the roof. And while it's not the towering flame we have been seeing, there are still hot spots without a doubt all across this building, which is the footprint of a city block. It is very, very large. It was going to be 247 units for folks to be moving in March 1st. A huge building, but not only just the residences. Think about this. This was going to be a rooftop bar, rooftop pool, shops and restaurants at the floor level, a part of a concept that was going to be almost a nucleus for the future of this sports complex in downtown, and truly, seriously, up in smoke and flame right now. So one area of concern that we were told from JFRD's Captain Eric Cross-Swimmer, he'll join us here in about 15 minutes as well for an update on the crews, but collapse. So you can see some of the areas in the building off in the distance, one corner, one edge, that would be off towards the Maxwell House side of this building, that have already collapsed inward into the building itself. Part of this fight, and as we were told, collapse, an actual threat with this, of course, is going to be maintaining the inward movement of any structure, making sure it goes in towards the building itself and not out where all of these fire crews are fighting. No injuries reported, and we're also told no one inside at the time. For a different perspective, we've got the other side of this building covered with some team coverage on your side this morning. Claire Alfred is there live right now with a look at how that fight's going, what would be the Maxwell House side of everything. Claire?
That's right, Lou. I'm here on the ground floor with the other 75 to 80 firefighters that have been here since 9:30 p.m. last night. They're still fighting this fire. And look behind me. We still have flames above on that 7th floor onto the 8th floor that you mentioned earlier, Lou. We're then at around 11 p.m. last night. That's whenever a firefighter stepped through the floor and found flames underneath him. Now, we're now going on to hour 8 of them trying to put out this fire. But you can even see if we go down over here, there is so much already destroyed with this brand new apartment building. And like you said, this was slotted to open on March 1st with new tenants, new families taking advantage of living here in downtown Jacksonville. But right now, as being here with the firefighters and watching them work so hard, the smoke is very prevalent. And I can smell it. My eyes are watering. So if you are driving through, you're on your morning commute, this is something that you want to be in mind of on top of just the traffic from just the different road closures. Back to you, Lou.
Claire, thank you. And as you can tell, thick smoke coming from now all floors. This is a fire that started between, we're told, the 6th and 7th story of the apartment building. A 7-story residence. There was the 8th floor as well, which would have been the rooftop access for all of the amenities there. But now the firefight extending from the base, the first floor, all the way to the top. The ladder trucks have been moving up and down, just saturating the building. But we will get a more precise update from JFRD here in about 10 minutes time when we come back, guys, because of course a question would be surrounding buildings. So far we've been told that's not a concern, but anything can change and anything can happen with this developing story this morning, guys.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you about, Lou. Are they confident in the containment, at least at this point? Because you've got Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena to one side, you've got Intuition Ale Works, First Coast News near it. So do they feel at least pretty confident that the fire is contained to Rise Doro for now?
Yes, yeah, the confidence level at last check, again, we spoke with Captain Proswimmer about half hour ago, and the confidence was high that they're just working so hard when they've got every single corner and every single side of this building surrounded. I mean, you think about 4 blocks, 4 sides with 7 trucks on each side, everything just surrounding, pushing everything back in on itself. So while the building will be a loss, it seems for now everything else is contained just within inside that one city block. We'll ask him about it, though, of course, coming up in a few minutes.
We're so glad to hear, Lou. As you mentioned, no injuries reported at this point. Air quality, though, is going to be a concern. We heard Claire mention just a minute ago her eyes were burning. We're feeling it right here in studio as well. How are you feeling? How are you doing out there?
Just fine. Relative to what the firefight's been going on for the last 8.5 hours, I can't imagine what those guys are going through. And there's been crews coming in and out, unloading and reloading hose and fuel trucks as well for the firefight. We know there will be a shift change here at some point. But again, specifics and the inner workings of JFRD that we'll need to talk to the captain about. But I mean, crews are going to need to be relieved. This has been a long fight overnight.
Yeah, it started at 9:30 last night, overnight into the early morning. Thanks for that, Lou. We're going to check in with you in just